So I'm confused, and I'm hoping that you can help me.
People staring, people will be, don't care.
Well, I don't know if you keep up with the news here, but I guess you've heard that the super committee didn't make a deal. And you're going, really? No! I have a story that I'd like to tell you, and I also have a problem that I'd like to discuss. I started thinking, you know, this gang of 6 or 12 or however many ever there were, it doesn't matter how many there were. The problem is they called it a super committee. You start throwing names like that at a politician, and he's going to think he's somebody. And sometimes I can't help myself but to go through with it, even though my head says maybe this is not a good idea. In America, you can convince that anything is right as long as you use these 3 words in a sentence: God, Jesus, and NASCAR. And so I go up to people and say things that maybe I shouldn't and engage in a conversation that only ends up confusing them, and then I leave. We're the super committee. We can do what we want. Like nothing. You know, I used to hear that Elvis Presley would sit around the house and blow out the TV with his gun. I'm starting to understand this now. I was at the store the other day, and there's a man that's working on a display of some sort. Super committee, except for that one congressman that had a reading disability and thought it was the supper committee and showed up every night for the buffet. He's entering the data into this mechanical system, and he's very intent on what he's doing, and so I see him over there. I ask him this question: is that the new iPad? We have a news network for every political avenue. Like, if you're a conservative, you watch one. If you're a liberal, you watch another. If you're just bored, you watch CNN. And he says,
"Oh, no, sir, this is a company machine that we use to take inventory with this."
Part of the problem is we're unable to call an election like our British friends. You know, you can be riding home from work, and you can hear, "I was the captain in Tennille, and love will keep us together. Oh, look, this bulletin just handed to me. We're having an election in 15 minutes. Turn the car around, head to the polls." It's okay to watch all of them, but what really disturbs me is when people only watch one, and that's their only source for news. And that way you don't really get a clear idea of what's going on anywhere.
I know everything I need to know about what's going on in the world from the Dipwad Network.
If we could say, okay, look, you know, your little super group didn't work, let's have an election! How do you like it? I mean, do the apps work the way they're supposed to? Politicians, stop blaming each other. When I was growing up, my responsibility was to mow the lawn. If I didn't mow the lawn, I didn't get my allowance. Job not done, I'm not paid.
Tiller, go get me some bullets and another peanut butter and a sandwich. I got an appointment with an RCA Victor TV.
Maybe that's a great idea for you guys. If you can't get it done, maybe we need to hold your salary for a while. Oh, I know. Well, we have to live in Washington, D.C. I'm sure you do, but you have a home where you represent. I'm not really familiar with all of the internets and stuff, but I do have the Googler mail that, you know, you can send messages to people, and sometimes they write you back.
I wish I were dead.
Just think of it. You'd have to live here where the laws you make, you would have to live by and see how it actually affects the people around you.
I can't stop my live.
Get a picture of me over by this display, because that would be really cool if you would. Instead of going to a voting booth, why don't we elect our officials like we elect somebody on American Idol? I just have one more question about this thing.
I'm going to call security now.
And my final suggestion: before a politician gets to address their governing body, they have to take a laxative. That'll speed things up a little bit, won't it?
I'm here today to address the House, God, Jesus, and NASCAR about a bill that we... Oh, crap. No, my laxative just kicked in.